have had contact already with the system through Healthline. We continue to increase our contact tracing workforce, and as of this morning, there are over 1,700 contact tracers trained and available to do not just the initial calls, but all the follow-up, daily follow-up with our very many close contacts. And just some of the contact tracing metrics, which I have here for you. Yes, so there are a total of 784 what we call very close contacts. Of those, 88% have had formal outgoing contact. The balance will have been added to the system just recently. 78% of those we have results back from the lab on. There are 29,560 close contacts. 83% of those have been spoken with, and 85% have a result in the system. Yesterday was another big day on the testing front with 23,139 swabs processed. That seems like a small number, but it is as high as the biggest days we had last August in our outbreak. There has been a decrease in testing over recent days, but there are many people who are coming up for their, who are close contacts in isolation, who will be coming up for their day 12 test. And just a reminder to those people not to go in early and make sure that you do get that day 12 test on day 12. Over 9,700 swabs taken yesterday across Tāmaki Makaurau, including about a third of those in general practice. The proportion that are done in general practice drops over the weekend when fewer centres are open. There are still 26 community testing centres open across Auckland today, so plenty of opportunity for people if they are symptomatic or if they are due a follow-up test to go and have that done today. To help speed up process at testing centres, as we've said before, you can access your NHI number if you don't have it already by calling 0800 855 066. We have operators there who can help you get your NHI number. Whole genome sequencing, ESR have run this now on samples from 343 of the cases, and analysis of all those samples that has been successful, which is the vast majority, has shown they are all linked to our current community outbreak. On wastewater testing, no new unexpected detections to date. Following detection of the virus in samples collected in Christchurch on the 21st, 23rd and 25th of August, there were samples collected from 5 different sites in Christchurch on the 26th. Those have all now returned negative results. And there are a number of samples being collected today and tomorrow from 9 sites across Christchurch to help just give us more confirmation that there is no further positive testing results for the virus in wastewater there. The virus was found in a sample collected in Warkworth on the 27th of August, following earlier detections there. Consistent with there being positive cases in the community at that time, but it is important that anyone in the Warkworth area with symptoms does please go and get tested. I understand there's quite a lot of interest in exposure events or places in Warkworth. None of the places there are listed as locations of interest because everybody who was at those places has been able to be followed up and tracked. But just for your interest, they are at the Amberley Rest Home, which is already in the public domain. And I can say that of the people in that facility who were in the dementia ward where the worker worked there, all of those have returned negative tests so far, which is great. The other 2 places were a medical centre in Warkworth, but again, anyone who was at the centre at a time when they may have been exposed has been followed up. And finally, Southern Paprika, a large workplace. Again, all those who may have been exposed there have been followed up. So there is a difference between our exposure events, which we have many, many more than actually locations of interest, and where there's not a need to actually publicise those because everybody can be followed up. They don't become a location of interest. As you see, we already have 475 locations of interest. Ongoing wastewater testing is occurring. 125 locations so far in this outbreak have been analysed, including 86 in the North Island and 39 in the South Island. Finally, before I hand back to the PM, I would like to give a shout out to the hundreds of thousands of essential workers across the motu, and those New Zealanders who are going above and beyond to support all of us to stay in Alert Level 4. I've heard of countless examples of New Zealanders selflessly looking out for others in their community. And a particular tribute today to IHC's IDEA Services support workers who are supporting people to stay safe and feel safe and comfortable and stay in touch with their whānau and friends who can't visit during Alert Level 4. So a big shout out to IHC's Jasmine, Dawn, Sandra, Smiliana, Mia, Inderjeet, Ravinda and all their teams for their amazing work. The stories are quite humbling and moving. They're doing this all on top of juggling their own whānau demands and requirements and often working extra hours to keep people safe and reassured. So thank you to them and all our essential workers. Finally, we've gone hard and early in this outbreak with our public health response as we have done previously. It is paying dividends, but the public health teams and our health system can't do it alone. As always, together we will make a difference, and Alert Level 4 is something that we can all contribute to, so please continue to do your bit. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Dr. Bloomfield. A quick reflection then on the cases that were reported yesterday. More than 3/4 of our cases yesterday were contacts of known cases. And if we break that down further, over half of our total cases yesterday were in fact household cases. This once again shows how infectious Delta is. Only 2 were considered to be infectious before Level 4 restrictions came into force. This is helpful. We know that limits down the amount of contact our new cases are having with others. A total of 25 people had exposure events outside of the household. We've been advised to date that the Ministry of Health analysis is showing that these are generally essential work sites and tend not to be customer-facing sites. We've asked for further